All right. Well, that took a lot longer than I'd liked. I had liked. I don't know, guys. It's an AMA tonight. I couldn't come up with a topic or a subject, so it is AMA. So, oh god, is it this? Oh well, that doesn't work. All right. Oh boy. All right. I was at the studio all day today, and just got home. I actually got home. Went to grab something to eat, and here we are. What's up, Eric? What's going on, man? Oh gosh, this light is going to murder me. Sure, that works. That does not work. Son of a. All right, I'm here. Gosh, what a day. Yeah, I really don't. I really it's an AMA. I wasn't thinking of any particular subject or topic, so whatever the topic of conversation is, let it be. Let's talk about it. Let's get down to business. I don't know what the W stands for. Don't ask, but it's peppermint tea. Eric, since you are the first person to talk in the chat, how's your day been, man? What's been going on? Guess I should. What's good? What's going on, man? El Greco, nice. What's today? Well, it's 4 days till Christmas, so no 20th. Holy, it is the 20th. Guys, I saw Star Wars last night, so that was exciting. What up, Shaler? Good to see you here, man. Sorry I haven't replied back to your Facebook message. Things have been insane for me as of lately. In the best ways, but well, I'm just basically working on a ton of music, so really good. Just finished recording a song. I'm gonna watch Star Wars new movie in a bit. Nice. I went and saw it last night. No spoilers. I will not spoil anything. I will say I've been a Star Wars fan my entire life. My favorite episode of Star Wars um was episode 2. And now my favorite episode of Star Wars is episode 9. So, critics gave it terrible reviews. As a Star Wars fan, it's kick ass. It's pretty dope. Yeah, I'm excited to share what I've been working on, man. This song that I've been working on in the studio a lot. I wrote when I was 14 years old, and I knew it was a good song. I knew it was a great song. And I was just waiting for a time, waiting for a moment when I could do it justice. And I feel like I'm there. So it's been, oh, wow, 10, 11 years in the making. So, well, not in the making. I actually wrote it in a half hour. But it's taken 11 years for me to produce it and to get it out into the public. So, why do I do that? I'm a big fan, unfortunately, of the ones that Anakin. I'm a big fan, unfortunately, of the ones that Anakin forgot the specific name because I grew up with those, but I love them all. Well, yeah, I mean, I grew up with the prequels, episode 1, 2, and 3. Um, Luli. Oh man, Luli. It's great to see you here. Been thinking a lot about our conversation Monday night. It's really good stuff. It's great stuff. Guys, I met Luli on FaceTime with Julie, my two patrons that have signed up for book club stuff. And we had like a 2.5 what was it? Like 2.5, 3 hour conversation over this new platform called See Live. It was legit, guys. You all need to get in on that. I feel like anything somebody takes over a decade to do has to be great. Hey, that's what I'm hoping for. So, mm, Cassandra, you're in time. That's what's up. Glad to see you here. Yeah, there's really no topic of conversation tonight. Just figured I'd do an AMA. I don't think I'll be coming out with a ton of video content this week because this upcoming week because it's Christmas, so I'll be busy doing other things. But which is why I, yeah, I mean, as you all know, I do a live on Friday nights, and then the whole next week is like a bunch of clips from live. So we'll see what happens. Listening to John Bellion, Adult Swim and Conversations with My Wife are eye openers. Just saying. John Bellion is an eye opener, period. He's absolutely incredible. What advice can I give for creative people? Um, time management. Time management and self discipline. That's what advice I can give to you. Creative people, um, it's actually like creative people operate out of their right brain, the right side of their brain, aka right brain, a lot, and which is great, which is good. But the only way anything ever gets done is because of our left brain. And so, for creative people to really do and not just dream and start something and not finish it, they have to really develop the left side of their brain. And so that's been my whole journey in my creative process is like developing discipline and actually like doing something every single day towards that greater goal and what does that look like and how to do it. And so, yeah. What's a myth? Oh, their whole right and left side of brain thing? Yeah. Huh. When did they prove that to be a myth? I even stopped my Witcher binge. How? Oh my God, The Witcher is out. Like with Henry Cavill. That's out on Netflix. That's right. Today's the 20th. Oh my God. I got so much TV to watch. This is great. Oh man. Yes. Oh, I cannot wait to watch that. So, Cassandra, is it good? Is it the good stuff? I'm looking it up on IMDb right now to see what the ratings are. Oh, guys, have you seen the new trailer for Tenet, Christopher Nolan's new film? Oh my God. Ermagerd Curry Lynn Callie? How's it going? I don't think I've seen you comment on here before. I'm glad you're here. Yes, The Witcher is a series now. The Witcher series is going to be amazing. Well, it came out today. Um, so I'm trying to find the IMDb rating for it. Coming soon to no. Coming soon to home. All right. The Witcher. What do we got? Oh yeah. 9 out of 10 stars on IMDb. That's what's up. Oh, I cannot wait to watch this now. Oh my God. That's fantastic. Those are good ratings. Unlike the ratings of Star Wars, which they were completely opposite of what they needed to be. Hey, Curry Lynn. It is mwah. Oh, I cannot wait to watch this. Glad I caught the stream in time. Yes, you did catch the stream in time. There is no empirical evidence. Got to go, get ready to go watch the movie. Catch you next time. All right, Eric. Peace. You'll enjoy the movie. There's no empirical evidence. Interesting. Because Robert Monroe talks a lot about right and left brain. Thank you. I'm so late. I got to go watch this and that film look amazing. Inception is one of my all-time favorite films. Let's watch it in that platform. I would actually love to. And they're getting, right now, the platform that we were on, Luli, they got a whole bunch of Paramount Picture movies, but they're working on getting other movie companies involved. So let me find what I have about the brain. A friend of mine, one time, she said, I don't need directions. I got a brain. I laughed so hard. It was a good joke. You had to be there. Team Yennefer? What? I guess that's a Witcher thing? I don't know. Man, I gotta watch this Witcher now. I'd watch it like right now, except there'd be a whole bunch of copyright stuff involved, and I don't feel like having to put up with YouTube about that stuff. What does AMA mean? Ask me anything. So basically, the most wide open conversation. Two very nice ladies. Oh, yep. ABC. Easy as 1, 2, 3. That's what's up. You guys want to hear part of my song? I can play it through my phone and nothing will be copyright, or it's not copyright yet, so. All right, well, whether you guys like it or not, I'm going to play part of my song. The earth is square. You are cool. All the things I said were dragging me down. I'll pick myself back up off the ground. Yeah. So I'm sure you guys cannot, like, obviously this, you're listening to it on my phone through the microphone that's going through an internet connection to your computer. So obviously the sound quality is not going to be doing justice to the song, but I love it. I'm very proud of how the song is coming out. So, pancakes are flat. This is true. Yeah, so AMA, ask me anything. Have you ever heard of Trevor Hall? Trevor Hall. Yes, I have heard of Trevor Hall. Is he a musician? Yeah, Trevor Hall. I know this guy. Of course. Um, oh, actually, I just heard about him this past week. I like his stuff. I really like Austin Hall. What is your hair care secret? um, Shampoo and conditioner, and I rinse. Well, like shampoo, a lot of conditioner, leave some of it in, and also I end all of my showers with a cold shower. So basically, I rinse my hair with very cold water. So heard it was good for your hair, for your skin, for your immune system, all that good stuff. So, yep. When I'm done washing myself, I just cold. I don't know if that's a secret, but that's what I do. He's got some good music. Your song reminded me of him for some reason. I had somebody else tell me that this week. Showed him my music and they said, "You remind me of this guy." Well, someone similar to that guy. What was this dude's name? Totally forget. Thanks, Luli. If I could share it on the Discord channel, I would. Um, but I don't think I can. Then I get your all's opinion on it. Have you ever heard of the book called Dangerous Illusions by Vitally? No, I haven't. It's all about it is about how religion deprives us emotionally and basically how deep the dysfunction goes. Yeah? That's what the Misfit Book Club is kind of like researching about right now. It's called RTS, Religious Trauma Syndrome. A lot to be learned about it, a lot to be discovered about it too. Because psychiatrists, doctors, they have no idea about this kind of stuff. So, Dangerous Illusions. I wonder, is the author of that atheist? Okay, Kimberly Sweet. Is it the first time you've commented? I don't think I've said hi. Hi, Kimberly. So the brain thing, MRI studies have been unable to prove brain differences based on personality traits. Of course, the theory of right brain, left can be completely can't be completely disproved either. True. I like the concept of it. How do you join the Misfit Book Club? Through Patreon. On my Patreon website, there's the 3 different tiers or rewards for supporting me. The first one is to be a part of the Discord group, which is really, really cool. I love that group. There's like 12, 13 people on it right now. And it's just basically we talk and share all stuff, debate, all good stuff. Oh, wait, you're on it. Duh. You're on it. What am I talking about? Oh my God, I'm losing it. But Patreon, you join it through the Patreon page. Oh, my buddy, my buddy just got out of the theater seeing Star Wars Episode 9, and I told him it was my new favorite Star Wars movie, and he said it's like his 5th favorite. I'm like, okay. Yeah, and I like the concept of right brain, left brain stuff, and the way that you go about thinking about it has really helped me actually. But and the book club, yes, it's basically a Patreon thing. Um, oh boy, what do you like most about yourself and dislike? I really like that I'm patient. I really like that I have integrity. I really like that I care a lot about. I like the fact that I care a lot about the simple things in life, but I also don't take life like really seriously. But at the same time, I really seriously, like I'm on like two extremes. Like sometimes I don't take life seriously at all, and other times I take life like very seriously. I like that about myself. What do I dislike about myself? Um, the fact that the way that I operate, I can't seem to learn how to function in the real world. I say that real world, religious upbringing and things like that. But I don't know. I've just grown up with surface level conversation with my family being super deep philosophical and theological. So it's really tough for me to try to carry on a conversation with people that don't want to talk about the deeper things in life. I would like to be able to talk about to like really engage in conversation with people, um, just out of fun everyday stuff. I just can't do that. Well, and it's not even that I dislike that. What do I dislike about myself? I guess this is a good problem to have because I'm pretty. Over the years, I've become more and more satisfied with who I am. Um, but I also know there's a lot of things that I dislike about myself too. I do think I'm hypocritical at times, which I contradict myself. That's something that I'm working on, and that's something that I don't like. Um, and I don't like that I hold in my emotions a lot. Um, I don't like that. So anyway, proof: the more we know, the more we learn. We don't know. Very true. Fascinating. Yep. A light panned across your window. Looks like a star. It is a car. So I'm on the second story of my house. Outside, there's a hill, then a road. So if you see like flashing lights here, it's a car. I asked this a million times. What was your personality type of the 16 ones? I just found mine, and I'm so amazed at how similar it is to me. I am a INFJ. I'm assuming you're talking about Myers Briggs. Yeah, I'm an INFJ. I've taken the test like 3 or 4 times. One time I took it and I came out as like a INFP, which is a philosopher. But that INFJ is like the archetype or architect, something like that. I'm not sure. But I've taken it multiple times and I usually come out INFJ every time. I've been through spiritual solitude, soul rebels. What does that mean to you? What does spiritual solitude mean to you? Holding in your emotions is probably the main source of your anxiety. The energy has to go somewhere. I know this. Yeah, but that's the way it's kind of my upbringing and the way I've been taught. The examples that I've had with the people that I've led in my life, they hold in their emotions a lot. And so that's how I've learned to do it. I'm trying to break that though. But yeah, I'm trying to learn how to break it with still being able to act like an adult. Because kids will let out emotions all the time. They got temper tantrums, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't want to turn into that. So I'm like, where's the balance? Um, Small talk seems pointless to me. I get why other people engage in such conversations. It makes them happy. It just makes me feel empty and disappointed with how normal people live. I totally agree with you. Yeah. Um, I feel the same. And the more I think about it, the more I do like that about myself. I just I admire people that they can keep the conversation really light, and they can, in the conversation they tell more jokes, and they, bring people joy. See, that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. I wish, or not I wish. I would like to be able to have a conversation with somebody and bring them joy, make their day better, make them laugh. That's not normally my go-to. My go-to is like they leave the conversation exhausted from conversation with me because I just dive deep. And they're like, "Oh my god, I feel like I don't know what is life right now." And I'm like, "Dang it, man. I didn't that wasn't my intent. I didn't want to do that." So I want to be able to have conversation that brings joy, instead of just like them walking away questioning life. I'm an INFP. At least that's what all the tests on the internet say. Yeah. I don't know how for sure though. I totally agree with that. I feel the same as well. People get annoyed with me when I'm just trying to talk about things I think matter. 100%. Right there with you. Must be an INFP, INFJ, whatever ABC123 is. You done the test, ABC? Your song has a hot drink and a cold day vibe. It's really soothing. Thank you. That's a really amazing compliment. That's kind of what I was hoping for. Like long train journey and like long train journeys. Nice. Uh, Vitally Malkin believes there's a God, just not in the religious system of today. Interesting. That's an interesting book. I'll definitely have to check that out. Something Illusions. I'll have to go back and read it. You make all our days better. You are the woke for these people. That's what I hope. That's what I hope. Thank you, Cassandra. You are too kind. Thank you for that. That's really what I want. That's what I hope in, the people that I talk to. Sometimes it doesn't end up like that. Sometimes they're like, "Wow, you ask a lot of really deep, really good questions." And I'm like, I don't know what you want from me. This is just my life. This is whatever. Interesting. I'm an ENFP, the campaigner. I don't know. So it's interesting. Crazy. So whenever you listen to the podcast I sent you, I would love to know what you think. Yes, I still need to listen to that. Oh man, I'm like, this weekend, man, I can't remember the last time I had a chill weekend because this weekend is like stupid packed again. I'm pretty sure it was a Myers Briggs test, right? Yes, absolutely. All right, people, I'm going to be right back. I know it's only a half hour, but be right back. Wow, 11 people entertain themselves. What's this stuff, man? Spiritual solitude equals loner? I don't know. I just see you sucking their soul out with deep questions and they're cowering in the corner like, please, sir, don't do that. That's hilarious, actually. You know what? If I had that effect on people, I wouldn't be mad about it. So, yeah, there's that. Where did he go? Wherever I wanted to go, that's where I went. No close friends, empath. Okay. Imagine someone just cowering out from underneath the bed right now. My bed? Yeah, that'd be the creepiest shit. I just joined. What's happening? It's an AMA. Anything is happening. Anything that you want. We can talk about absolutely anything. Godly. Whatever. Never mind. Spiritual solitude is avoiding toxic energy. So okay. Spiritual solitude. You're a loner, and then you said something about an empath somewhere. What's something that may not be objectively true, but you feel could make life's better for believing it? For example, everything happens for a reason. That's a good question. Um, yeah, see, I don't know how to answer that because I feel like all right, let me read this again. What's something that may not be objectively true, but you feel could better, make lives better by believing it? For example, everything happens for a reason. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but I I I don't know, I have a hard time with those kind of not necessarily they're not really truths because they're not like objectively, well, I guess it's a subjective thing, kind of like everything happens for a reason. Some people believe it, some people don't. Some people benefits them, some people it doesn't. Um Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a I guess I'm just more of a realist, and so if there's something that's not objectively true, to me, now that gets into a whole like what is truth? I mean, you can look at truth as something that is um, internally subjective, which is like the most subjective type of truth, or you can look at something that is externally subjective, that there is a object or something happens in the world or universe that everybody can see, and then one person might say, "See, everything happens for a reason," and the other person might be like, "What are you talking about? That is like that's a stroke of luck." Like I don't see how that makes my life better. But the other person might be like, well, everything happens for a reason. So I know that because of that, my life is totally a lot better. And so, yeah, it's super. I think it's super subjective. But I try to be. Um, I don't know. I mean, if that kind of thing works for you, then it works for you. But I think that truth in a objective sense is the best for making people's lives better and accepting that truth. Um, but also, who am I to say otherwise? Who am I? Who am I to say that? Yeah, I think it's a really subjective thing. I don't really know if there's a specific truth that I could say that's like, yes, absolutely this. Well, no, just kidding. Jordan Peterson said it best. Dreams are hard to interpret, but they never lie. Which is so unbelievably true. So dreams are highly subjective. But if you believe in your interpretation and what the dream is saying, it can for sure make your life better. So yeah, that's not a bad way to think about it. Nicole, hi, glad you're here. But what if you are the toxic energy? That's a great question. Sorry I missed the last stream. Hit your girl. John, why'd you change your name? Why is it that this channel doesn't have more viewers when there is so much crap on YouTube which gets so much attention? That shit ain't right. Hey man, spread the word. I don't know what the deal is. I would like more viewers too. I don't do what ifs. That's toxic question, buddy. I don't know. I don't really know how that's toxic, but actually I don't know. It's not a bad question. So I don't know how it's toxic. I think it's all about perspective. Yeah. Oh, people have different perspectives, so that's a given. Chris, what's going on, man? Something happens for a reason, but that thing doesn't happen for a reason until it happens. Flawed system. What system is that? The system that everything happens for a reason? It was just a question. No need to get upset. I'm sorry I offended you. Wait, what? Me? Offended me? You didn't offend me at all. You could say whatever you want, Cassandra, and I'm pretty sure I would not get offended. I try to have that as like one of the principles that I live by in my life. Be unoffendable. I think the world would be a better place if people were unoffendable. And it sounds good, but to actually act out what that looks like and what that means to be unoffendable, um, not a lot of people do it. So that's one thing I try to do in life: be unoffendable. But there are sometimes, now hear me out, there are sometimes that I purposely take offense in something that somebody says because it's just not right, because it spreads hate and negativity, and I'm like, no, I am going to get offended by that. Does expecting the unexpected make the unexpected expected? Man, these philosophical questions. This is good stuff. Um, I mean, I guess the answer to that is both yes and no. If it's just a short answer, does expecting the unexpected make the unexpected expected? Well, I think if the unexpected were truly unexpected, then even if you were expecting it, uh, you wouldn't expect it. Man, this is good stuff. People don't really like us deep thinkers, unfortunately. Yeah, well, yeah, it's true. She's talking to me. Hiya, Emma, none of yours. All right. Well, hello, Emma. How likely do you think it is that something like God exists? And it doesn't have to be related to any of the religious versions of God. Also, what about the likeliness, I got that one out, of there being an afterlife? Okay. How likely do I think it is that something like God exists? I don't think it's not likely. I don't think it's highly likely. I think it might be likely. Um, I think it could be likely. Um, and I don't know if that's wishful thinking or what. And again, you're saying not out of any one particular religion. So I'm saying a God, not Christian God, not the Hindu God, not like God. Period. I think the possibility of something greater existing could be likely. Um, Also about being an afterlife, I don't know. I have no idea. Never experienced it. Don't have any perspective on it. I just know the philosophy and the theories behind it. But I don't know about any sort of afterlife. I would like to assume, key there, that if God exists, then there would be an afterlife. If a God exists, then there would be an afterlife. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I do not know. I don't think it's case closed on the fact that God does not exist. Now, there's a lot of that a God does not exist. Now, there's a lot of hard atheists that are like, God does not exist, and you are stupid if you believe he does. I just think that's super toxic, and I think that's really just I don't know. I think in some ways ignorant. But yeah, that's just my opinion. So I think the likelihood of something greater existing, I think it's still there. I don't think it's been case closed. Um, and so yeah, I mean, one can hope, but hope for what? I don't freaking know. So and then afterlife, like I said, I just don't know. I don't know, and I'm totally cool with being at this place of that and what I'm thinking. So pineapple on pizza is a sin. I mean, uh, I haven't eaten pizza in years, so I don't know. Pineapple belongs on pizza. Oh my god. Sorry, I changed my name. It just seemed like Hit Your Girl John got cheesy. That's one way to put it. Okay, there's a lot of. I like the term unfuckwithable. That's beautiful. I like that too. I know there's absolutely zero scientific evidence, but it sure would be nice. If you were talking with someone else in the chat, please make sure to at them. This is true. No one tells you how to live, so yeah, don't control others. This is like Dr. Seuss time. Nicole, that's good. Was the letter J always in the alphabet? Who knows? Probably. I got to go to bed. Meh, got to work tomorrow. It's midnight here, so thank you for giving us your time. So happy I got to be part of this conversation. Well, good night, Curry Lynn, Curry Lynn, Curry Lynn Callie. Man, where are you from? It's a beautiful name. All right. Nate, what do you think about the concept distinction between creatures and sons of God? Oh, this is a good question. So, between creatures and sons of God, I mean, it depends on what theologian you're talking about, really, because C.S. Lewis calls humans creatures. Some people make a distinction between humans and creatures, but C.S. Lewis, which is one of my favorite theologians, was one of my favorite theologians, or I still like his works, of his theological works, but he calls humans creatures as well as animals creatures. Um, and then, of course, in the biblical context, there's sons of God. Um, it's it's really hard for me to tell um like what I really think about it. I don't necessarily I do think that there is a distinction between animals and humans. I don't think whenever people say, we human animals, I'm like, no, we're not. No. Like I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I just don't. Yeah, I'm like, we're not animals. Um we've definitely, if we were at one time, whether that's an actual thing or not, we have evolved outside of that. Like, we're not animals. um so I guess right now I'm talking about the difference between humans and animals, but I think that has a lot to do with why there's some sort of distinction. I'm assuming you're talking about theologians talking about creatures, animals, and sons of God. um yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, a question that I asked on Instagram, I did a poll. I said, "Do you who thinks that you're only a son of God if you're saved, or do you think everyone is a son of God regardless of if they're saved or not?" And I think there was one person out of 100 that answered that they think that you are only a son of God if you are a born again, saved believer. So that poses a lot of really good theological questions. That if we are all sons of God, if we are all His creations, His kids, I think that takes a whole new turn to a lot of theological ideas. Um, but to answer your question simply, yeah, I don't like the distinction between the two. I think it's really subjective to the theologian or the person that you're talking about that is referring to that. I do like, I guess I toy with the idea that on some sort of soul or spirit level, there's not a huge distinction between some animals and humans. Um, but Um, yeah. I do. But like I said, I do think that humans are not animals. I think they're advanced. So it's. I think that's a great question, and it's something to be examined more in a lot of spiritual works. But yeah. So I don't know if that really answers anything. That doesn't give you a definitive answer of what I really think, but that is a answer. Oh man. I agree to assume you can rule that out. God, based on your limited understanding, is arrogant and short sighted. Yes. Coming up to the end of the year, what was your biggest highlight? What was the biggest highlight for you of 2019? Oh boy. Um, Releasing my music. Well, I guess that was a highlight of 2018 since technically I did that at the end of the year. 2018. Oh, okay. Biggest highlight this year. I don't know. Vacationing in California. Maybe the song I'm working on now. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. That's a good thing to think about. Huh. I can't remember what year it was that this YouTube channel started to gain traction. I think it was a year ago. But that was big. Who made up the dinosaurs and why? The way our bodies are made up such complex systems that all work together in the miracle of a baby growing inside of a mother to see what birth clearly shows we have an awesome God. Have you ever seen images of entities in clouds? No, I have not. Honestly, I have too little knowledge of Christianity to speak upon that subject, so I'm gonna just keep to my asatro? Oh, Jess is here. It's a party now. It's official. Tip for today: you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. And oh God, I missed you, Jess. Oh, and hi everyone. That's just perfect. All right. Honestly, I have too little. I'm confused about your astro, as whatever. I don't know. What exactly is nice about the idea of an afterlife? Blech. Why wouldn't you like the idea? What isn't nice about the idea of an afterlife? A good one. Obviously, if you're talking about hell, then I'm pretty sure that's obvious. Like, yeah. I mean, I agree with you in that sense. But heaven? Why would you not want? Why would you not want that? Are New Year resolutions yay or nay? I would say nay. Um, just just change your life. Don't change your year. Yeah, change your Change your overall life. And if you are going to do a New Year's resolution, make sure that you do it, because if you don't, then you're you're just like everybody else. Like, if you're going to do a New Year's resolution, stick to it. Your thoughts on the impeachment scheme? Yeah, I don't get involved with that crap. It's just so stupid. I mean, government's necessary. I think government's good to have, but good God, it's where did government go? It's just all politics and nonsense now. It's just like the White House is like a high school gym locker room. Like, it's just I'm over it. I'm done with this stuff. No, I know an Astro by Astro something. She said something it was ASATRO, Asatro. I don't know. Maybe she meant to type Astro. Here I am with my jug of water. Don't mind me. Oh shit. Oh, I look so stupid when I do that. I almost spit all the water out of my computer. Oh, guys, I'm an idiot. What do you think about the death penalty? I wonder if it's ever discussed in philosophy classes. Classes, wow. Well, it should be discussed. I think the death penalty. So here's the thing, man. I mean, that's such a hard topic of conversation to talk about, because the pacifist or the peacekeeper, it's like if you got a psychopathic murderer, like the worst of the worst person, just whatever that is to you, whatever, like that they deserve to die. If you got this dude walking around, um, it's like, all right, well, he needs some help. And if help doesn't work, well, okay, no, you know what? As I'm like talking out loud now, it's like I don't like the idea of a death penalty. Period. I'm always a person that's like for life. I don't like the idea of a death penalty. But there's always those, like, I don't know. It's just human beings, right? We have this thing about justice and revenge. Like, whenever humans talk about justice, it's like, well, you did this to me, so I'm going to do this to you. We're talking about revenge. Like, yeah. So with like people who are murderers, people who uh they deserve to die because they've killed. It's like, maybe, but where does the cycle end? I mean, they deserve to die because they killed someone. Well, then if you go and kill him and don't give him a chance to clean his life up, then you've also just killed someone. So it's like, where does the cycle end? I don't know, Um, death penalty, I mean, it's such a, like, I've had this, like, the whole, it was years ago, obviously, ISIS, when they were, cutting the heads off Christians, posting videos online, stuff like that. There were some people that was like, these people need to get saved, or we need to go witness to those people or something. It's like, maybe. But also they're killing you guys and they don't seem to be stopping. So some people were on that side of like, we need to help them, talk to them, save them, whatever. And some people were like, we need to kill them. Ah, man, I don't know. It's tough for me, like, because when you break down cultural barriers, when you break down race, when you break down everything else and just realize that we're all human beings, it's like, I don't know. Like it's really hard for me to look at somebody and see them as some sort of um animal that it's like you deserve to just rot and die, and we're you deserve to die and we're gonna kill you. It's like, I mean, I don't know. In all of that, I think with that discussion of the death penalty, you also need to talk about the philosophy and the power of forgiveness. And if that will end the cycle of all of that or not. And again, I'm just kind of elaborating my thoughts as I'm talking out loud. But the thought that keeps crossing my mind time and time again as I'm elaborating on this is I don't think you can really talk about the death penalty and whether we should have it or not without discussing what does justice truly look like? How do we end this cycle, this whole cycle of life and death and revenge and all that, and the philosophy and the power of forgiveness and healing. So I think those are also topics that need to be brought up, which is why I think it would be a fantastic philosophical discussion. So yeah, that doesn't really answer it, but that gives my overall thoughts, I think. Get enough water there, bud? Yeah, for real. The problem with death penalty is it is a income-based punishment. It's not an equally dispensed judgment. Yeah. Oh, I have thought on death penalty. I do think there are instances where predators commit crimes. My problem with it is that no human should have that karma for taking a life. Eternal life? No thanks. That sounds awful and takes the value out of existence. That's a very, I mean, that's your subjective opinion. I don't know if you can say that objectively, but I don't really, really see it that way. Um, you know, I mean, what's the value of existence? I would say it's thriving in life. If that life can be extended and you would be able to learn more and thrive more, I don't think people would pass that up. Psychopathy is a tricky one. I somewhat feel sympathy for them if the idea of their neurology being blamed. I'm not, yeah. Being able to express empathy and compassion, yeah. Karma doesn't care why you did wrong. I believe any act against free will is wrong and causes karma. Also, I believe that you can get bad karma when you aren't being good to yourself. Truthfully, the whole self love thing is essential because without it, you are creating bad karma lessons to teach you. This is true. I'm already dead. Okay. We have a right to remove someone from society if they are a danger. We can't decide their life no long. We can't decide their life no longer has value. That's arrogant. Yeah, we have the right to remove someone from the society, but what do you mean by remove? Not kill. Could the Enlightenment be a process of objectively finding truth in the deep concepts of love, fear, and pain, for example, in a world where subjectively, by our aim of pursuing our own personal truth, we have alienated ourselves from the objective truth, and it's because of that that we're given the power of empathy to find truth with free will. My brain just boomed. Okay, I'm gonna have to read that again. Holy. Could the Enlightenment be a process of objectively finding truth in the deep concepts of love? Absolutely. Fear and pain, for example, in a world where subjectively, uh, by our aim of pursuing our own personal truth, we all have alienated ourselves from objective truth, and it's because of that that we were given the power of empathy to find the power with free will. Okay, it's okay, Nate. Don't worry. No, okay. I think I'm tracking with you. I really think I'm tracking with you. I need a longer drawn out Luli response because I'm pretty sure I'm there. I'm pretty sure like I get you and I agree with you. I'm a little confused by the wording. Um, but I think I'm tracking. I like it. I like it a lot. North Germanic practice belief before Christianity influenced in North Europe. Oh, ancient Nordic mythology, Odin. Gotcha. But I was joking, but now the joke lost its meaning. It's all good. And I'm very late answer. You're good. You're good, Cassandra. I'm assuming you guys are talking to let the dead bury the dead. So what does it mean to you, Soul Rebel and Kimberly? Thoughts on no fap? Um, well, yeah. I mean, if you feel like that's what you got to do, then do it. Actually, I think it's a great thing. Um, I think it's subjective. I don't think I think I don't care if you fap or no fap, whatever. But there's some people who I think it becomes a sort of addiction and, I mean, just a scapegoat kind of thing. Um, yeah, I mean, I think it can become addiction, like it can become a sexual addiction like anything else. So, for the people that need to do no fap, do no fap. I mean, it's just I don't think it needs to be this objective like don't do this, everybody. I don't think it's got to be that way. Um, yeah. Thanks for the answer. Another question. Do you think killing and eating animals is ethical? If we consider that eating meat is not necessary for survival, we raise animals, often they are tortured, like in factory farming, and we kill them because they taste good. By the way, I'm still eating meat. I do, however, plan to stop in the future. Necessarily, not necessarily. Um, do I think killing animals is ethical? Man, I'm not the person to like talk to about this because I'm not like a hunter. My buddies, they're hunters, and like around where I live, like deer, it's insane. Like there are so many deer, and so it's like, yeah. I mean, and so people are like, we gotta, we gotta hunt them. We can use the meat. I mean, you save money when you hunt. That's for sure. But I guess I'm just talking about hunting, not necessarily. Yeah, I mean, a lot of animal like the factory farming and stuff. It's terrible, absolutely terrible. Yeah, I mean, Meat, no meat. I have not done enough research um, to give like a really good answer for this. But I can only speak subjectively. Is that I do eat meat, but it's also because I'm gluten free, dairy free in my diet. And so there's not a whole lot else for me to eat. Besides like all, plant based green foods, which is great, which is good for you. Um, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a problem with factory farming for sure. There's definitely a problem with animal abuse and that whole deal. Absolutely. Like stuff needs to change. I don't really see a problem with hunting or any of that. I mean, just don't torture animals. Don't put them in through misery. That's really the thing for me. I mean, I appreciate those hunters that it's like, or those people. I don't know that they don't not believe in hunting, but like they don't want to see an animal suffer or anything like that. I appreciate those kind of people. Um, I feel like they still have a heart. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll ever get to the point of like totally cutting out meat. Put it that way. But I mean, cows, pigs, chickens, the food which feeds the world. Yeah. Out of the blue, I've been vegetarian for 5 months now. Yay me! That's awesome. I miss bacon and steak though, and sushi. Why does it taste good? So good. So, what made you want to go vegetarian, Cassandra? Cass? I remember this. Cass or Cassie. Dang it. Because I know I wanted to call you by a nickname or what everyone else called you. I think people called you Cassie or just Cass. Freaking, hey man. My memory is not great today. I agree with Nate. Treat any life humanely. Yeah. Hard in our grocery store society, though. I'm a hypocrite on that. Feel you on that one. Yep. Jess, where'd you go? You haven't commented in a while. Cassie. Well, do you want the brutal, real answer to that? Yes, absolutely, I do. Why Cassie? I don't know. Should a person still believe a pen is mightier than a sword, or is it technology? Well, that's a nice philosophical question. Um, I just made a video this past week on what I believe will create real change in the world, and that is art, because art, a lot of art, changes the way that changes people's hearts, and it hits their emotion. It touches on feeling. It can show new perspectives in a different way. The thing about government is you can change all the laws you want, but that doesn't change people's hearts. And so, with a pen being mightier than a sword, I would say absolutely. I think that can be done through technology now. But yeah, I mean, I think I would give the same answer for that with the whole Hollywood versus the government thing, and what actually creates real change. I mean, a pen is just an extension of somebody's voice, and that's saying that what they're using the pen for is writing words. I mean, they could be drawing a picture, they could be sketching, they could be doing a number of things that could or could not have a major impact on society, and change people's hearts. I don't think a sword can bring anger. A sword can bring revenge. I almost said justice, but like I said, our human in human terms, whenever we think justice, it's you did this, so you deserve this. You did this to me, so this is what I'm going to do to you. It's a very revenge based kind of justice. So I think that's what the sword brings. I'm not sure if there's a sword or a way that you could use a sword that would really bring life to any situation. Again, it depends on the situation. But yeah, I mean, I really, I think I do feel that a pen is mightier than a sword. And I think technology can be a ways, I mean, obviously technology, I'm like my whole content creation is based on, a computer and technology. But I'm typing things out, typing notes as I'm doing this live on my keyboard right now. I do have notebooks and I do write, freehand, but nobody sees them. It's more like journaling. So, I mean, yeah, technology is the new means, but I think the principle of the pen is it still counts even towards technology. So, yeah. And then I'm just reading your comment right now. Music is a combination of it all. Yeah, absolutely. But I would put music under the pen. I would put music under because music definitely isn't a sword. I guess you could, well, it depends on how you metaphorically talk about it. But not metaphorically, literally, like the classics, right? Classic musicians, they scored music freehand, right? They drew the lines, drew the, treble, bass, clef, whatever, drew in the notations. So, in that regard, pen is definitely mightier than a sword, even on the music level. But yeah, music definitely touches something else entirely and completely. I think it is, yeah, you're right. It is a combination of it all. But I do think music would fall under the pen more than it would fall under the sword. You know, yeah. So, yeah, I definitely think pen is mightier than the sword. If I had to personally kill animals to eat meat, I wouldn't. I meant to say that. Yeah. I feel guilty if I had to personally, but I wouldn't. I suppose if an animal had outlived its life expectancy, there was a way to kill it without feeling pain. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I feel the same. If I had to personally kill animals to eat meat, it'd be difficult for me. I feel the same. I agree art is awesome because it comes from a person's heart that touches other hearts. No disrespect to anyone, it's personal and about me only. I realized I was a hypocrite, or I already knew that but finally made a choice. I've always been vocal about loving animals. It finally got to me. I can't have the cake and eat it. Got it. I respect that. I totally thought you were going to be honest about the whole Cassie thing. But that is your nickname, right? Cassie. Or is it just Cass? Man, I can't remember. You said Cassie up, earlier, but where would where would be where would be now without the ability for societies to influence each other? Technology heightened the speed of the spread. Yeah, definitely did. Technology was never the answer, it was always a means. Oh God. What's so oh God, Luli? Hmm. All right. Oh, wondered what you were doing then. Yeah, taking my medication. So I got to take it. I got to hold it in my mouth for a minute. Yeah. So, is there any ideas in philosophy which have caught your attention more so than others? And could you summarize what it's about? Yes. There's a lot of ideas in philosophy that have caught my attention more than others. Um, I don't know. This isn't a philosophical idea, it's more of a theological idea. Um, but basically, it's called there's kenosis, and then there's also this theological concept called, I think it's Zimsum, Tzimtsum. Some no something like that. I don't know. It's something like that. It's basically kenosis. Um, well, it's both are different concepts. But Zimsum, I can explain that one a bit more. Zimsum is like a theory that oh man, it's like that somebody is with you. The idea of somebody is with you and still teaching you and still fully present with you, even when they are not there at all. Um, it's a Jewish philosophy and idea of God. Is that yeah, he's not here. He's not with us, but he left the Bible and his philosophies and ideas. So he is still teaching us. His ideas are still alive in us. And again, I'd have to do more research on it, but it's basically saying he's he's very absent, but he is here also. So that, and then the other one, kenosis, is saying that God had to limit himself in order to create, which is a very interesting theory because when you think about just creating in general, it starts in your head, it starts in your imagination. It's this big, huge, grand idea, and then you have to dumb it down to reality. So even the creating process has to be dumbed down because you got this wild, crazy imagination, and then you're like, how can we make this a reality? So you have to limit yourself in some sense when you create. And so that's their idea of what God did when he created the world, is that he had to limit himself, which people don't like that because it's contradictory to what the nature of God appears to be, in regards to the Bible. And so, yeah, I think it's a super interesting. It's not something I've looked into a ton, but it's really interested me. That and existentialism and essentialism. Existentialism meaning you control your entire life, every single aspect about it, and essentialism being you have an essence about you that does give you a specific dictated purpose. You don't necessarily have to follow it, but there is parts about you that, yeah, that it's your essence. So, so we are set to be in a world with free will, right? And have the interesting possibility of getting obsessed with our own personal concepts and subjective experiences. Yes, which is not bad, but that has alienated ourselves from the objective truth as we are all looking to defend our own concepts of truth. Got it. And we tend to go overthinking a lot and never concluding on anything or just sharing things with the people that we feel comfortable with, and that do understand us, instead of trying to comprehend and have a good, well argumented conversation with people, always in need of of talking when maybe even silence is better. So we limit others based upon our truths, and we have become people that get obsessed over our truths. Like literally all this to say, I think that it's through love, fear, pain that we get to experience a God if he, she exists. And that process is objective. There's a there's objectivity in that, I think. I really like that thought process. I really like that thought actually. I'd agree with it. I would say or I would just I Please elaborate more on how you think that is objectively a sign that God could exist. I know you're not saying that's why he does, but I'm just saying could. Haha, lol, Cassie. Well, that story is boring. I was named after a horse. And in Sweden, Cassie is a more popular nickname for Cassandra than Cass. Got it. The end. Well, all right, Cassie. It's really hard to express it on here, but yeah, still processing it though. Well, once you finish processing, I want to hear all of your thoughts. Maybe we can talk about that on the next book club live stream, where we can actually talk. So I think it requires vulnerability as well. True. God just sits around and watches YouTube videos. Facts. Okay. Bruh. This has been probably the chillest live stream in a while. I'm not mad about it. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. In existentialism, is it proposed that purpose doesn't exist in an objective sense except for the purpose meaning one gives creates for themselves? Yes. As I understand it, yes. It's purpose. None of that exists in an objective sense. That you completely create all of it yourself. Which I'm like, you do have the free will to do so, but I think there's ease involved if you pay attention to the essence that you've been given and the life that you've been given and learn to appreciate it. But could you define your objective truth idea? What do you mean? I'm saying, could you elaborate on the fact, because in the last message you said, literally all this to say, I think that it is through love, fear, pain that we can get to experience a God if he or she exists, and that process is objective. I'm asking you how it is objective. There's objectivity in it, I think, and I'm saying how could you elaborate on that? That's what I'm saying. Chill, bruh. Yep, bruh. Proposed may not be the right word. Where's my dictionary? I feel you on that one. I know you believe every person has a gift, but doesn't that imply that there is a giver? Well, it depends on how I mean, that's a great question. It depends on how you look at, I mean, okay, so whether there's a giver or not, right? You can choose to be a victim to your life, or you can choose to be a victor for your life. And a tool that you can use to be a victor in your life and not be a victim and just, oh, this happened to me, I didn't choose this life, I didn't have the free will, blah, 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 like shut up. Because there's people like that and it's super annoying to me because I'm like, actually, you're alive, like you won the lottery, like it's like 4 trillion to 1 are the odds of you even being born, so like have a little bit of gratitude for yourself. So, I mean, in the science of it, in that science of it, I really think it is 4 trillion to 1 of you being born. It's like, yeah, that you need to be thankful for that. You have been given the gift of life, like facts. That's just the way it is. Um, and so for me, I look at it as, whether a giver exists or not, I'm like, this is the life that I've been given. Now, how am I going to make it work? Um, you know, uh, Jess on here at some point, she quoted something on the Discord chat, the Misfit Discord chat. Um, and she said, it was like an Oscar Wilde quote. And it was like, a pessimist complains about the wind. An optimist hopes that it will change, but a realist adjusts the sails. And I totally think that applies to this as well. It's like, yeah, you know, whether you want to be pessimistic, atheist, or optimistic theist towards a giver, God exists. It's like, well, let's be real. What's the actual situation? This is the life that you've been given. So, have a little bit of gratitude and learn to live it, learn to be yourself and learn to express it. And so I think that honestly, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that you are your God or that you are God, but I do think that your mindsets have the ability to give your life gifts, and it's a matter of perspective. I think a matter of perspective and the perspective in which you choose to have, you can start to realize how many gifts you actually have. And so you can look at that as a giver, or you can look at it as you changed your perspective to see gratitude, to see life through gratitude, and to see life through thanksgiving. And I think that is being a realist. I don't think that has anything to do with. I don't think it has to have anything to do with whether there's a giver or atheism or theism. I just think it's like learning how to actually live life. Um, so yeah, I think it's a matter of perspective, obviously, and it's a matter of how you look at it. But in regards to like, obviously, if you were to use that as like an argument for God, well, we have gifts in life, or there's gifts that we've been given. It's like I think it's a poor argument, just because like people could look at me and say, I have the gift of music, and I'm like, yes, but I also worked my ass off at it. So I do have a natural talent for it, but the reason I am where I am, the reason I can sing like I sing, the reason I can, play as many instruments as I can play is that it didn't happen overnight. And the reason that I have some sort of instinct for it is because my parents had it and it was handed down to me. So yeah, in that sense, totally a gift. So yeah, I mean, it's totally it's a perspective on um, yeah, I think it's just perspective and how you look at it. And if you do look at it with gratitude, then you'll realize the gifts that you have. It's close to Christmas. People are stressed over food, presents, etc. And we are over here just chilling. I'm pleased over here. Yeah, it is close to Christmas. And we are chilling. Do you mean over here just chilling like, on live stream, or you mean over here like in Sweden? Or Sweden, right? Man, my memory. Maybe it's just been a while since you've been on chat. I don't know. I believe it's all in how you use that gift to enrich other people's lives. Because I associate that with archetypes. They represent universal patterns of human nature. An archetype is also known as universal symbol, may be a character, a theme, a symbol. An archetype is a symbol, dream, or image that all humans share, which expresses underlying fears or ideas that we all experience. I've been having a really universal view on the God concept lately. We need to talk more about that, Lulu. That's awesome. I feel like the objectivity is found in those archetypical experiences. That is a very intriguing thought. Oh my gosh. I definitely want to elaborate on that more. That's a good thought. That's a really good thought. Dr. Phil, yes, I'm quoting Dr. Phil. He says perception is reality. I think there is a lot of truth in that, and a lot of truth in what you just said. How you see yourself is how you'll manifest. 100%. What is your theory for the significant increase in mental and developmental health disorders in autoimmune issues in the past 20 plus years. Oh man, I mean, I don't have a theory. That's just truth. I mean, I've experienced that hundredfold. It's like I had a nervous mental breakdown, whatever you want to call it, um, 3 years ago, 4 years ago now. Shit, 4 years ago. And 6 months later, found out I have Lyme disease, chronic autoimmune disease. So, I mean, it's a real thing, and it's just happening more and more and more and more. And I do think technology has something to do with it. And the reason I say that is I go back to someone I look up to a ton on social media, Gary Vaynerchuk. He says the internet is not destroying us, but it is exposing us. And I think the internet is exposing uh, the weaknesses and hypocrisies and the hate and all the negative parts of humanity. It's highlighting the good stuff as well, but it's also bringing out the bad. And so in that, I think that because of how the world has evolved, especially with technology, a lot of things that we weren't aware that were present are becoming present. It's kind of like with meditation. You don't know that you're severely depressed or anxious or whatever until you meditate and all that stuff comes to the surface, because you're either always thinking about the future or you're thinking in the past. And then once you focus on this present moment, you're like, oh my God, there's so much stuff going on inside me that I wasn't aware of, which happens over time in meditation. And so I do think that and so I guess that's my theory. I think it has a lot to do with technology and the rise of technology and the rise of connectivity between human beings, being so accessible to everyone through technology. Because, years and years ago, I remembered, my family, none of us had cell phones, right? So when we were out, we were chill, right? It's totally fine. Now, we all have cell phones, and so it's like, hey, there's no excuse. You can't say, oh, I wasn't home, or the letter never got mailed, or whatever. There's absolutely no excuse now. Like the requirements or the responsibility that we as human beings have now to, like, it's like there's absolutely no excuses. Like, it is what it is, no excuses involved. And I think that's because of technology. And so with technology on the rise and connectivity with the world at large, and especially yourself being exposed, and this gets into the whole art of, like, the way I think about it, of acting and stuff, like a camera, right? A camera, like, on my face right now, like on an actor filming, like the slightest nuance, the slightest difference in, like, whether it be like a small smile, an eyebrow raise or whatever, can say so much. So when you're taking a picture of somebody, like, it's like there's so much being said, and so much can be judged from that, so much can be assumed from that. And so there's these problems coming out that were never ever there before because of technology. And you say 20 plus years, but also technology has been on the rise for 20 plus years. So I do think it is one of those things where it's not, technology is not destroying us. I think it's exposing us. And I honestly think that in the next 20 years, that all of this autoimmune disease stuff and all of this mental health and all this disorders, I think it's going to actually drop a lot. I think it's going to lessen, because hopefully within 20 years, our humanity really will be able to be evolved enough to where we will know how to act more human. And again, that gets back to, we have no excuses anymore. The responsibility of what it is to be human now. I mean, there's just no excuses. And that's because of technology. And so I think we'll have it a lot more figured out in 20 plus years. But yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't know I had a theory until I started talking about it. But I think technology has a lot to do with it. But it is a real thing. It is a real deal, which is crazy, because not a lot of people, unfortunately, and when I say people, I mean doctors. Not a lot of doctors acknowledge, oh, this person has an autoimmune disease because of a emotional factor. It's like, oh no, let's just pump you full of antibiotics and see if you feel better. I just talked to my doctor this past week, and I asked her, "Hey, I know where I was when I came in. I was bad. Like my body was terrible." And she let me know that. My immune system was junk. I mean, I was just terrible. And I was like, if I would have kept going down that road, if I would not have seen you as a doctor and you would not have helped me, what would my life be like? Would I be dead? What would be going on? And she's like, you would be disabled for your entire life. You would not be able to function. This is all, I mean, obviously some of it has to do with emotional stuff, but it's Lyme disease as well. So I mean, there's a number of things involved. So I'm not the perfect example for what I'm trying to convey and talk about. I'm just saying that doctors don't know how to handle it when it is an autoimmune disease that is caused by emotional stress. Doctors don't know how to handle it yet. Hopefully, in 20 years, like I said, I think humanity will evolve enough to where hopefully we'll start figuring this stuff out. So yeah, that's my theory. That's what I think. There you go. Oh boy. Why not both? Nate, what about someone who is suffering immensely? There's a lot of poverty in the world, oppressive governments, and wicked religions, which cause people an unimaginable amount of pain. Yeah. I mean, that could also have a lot to do with it. Should those people be okay, yeah. You're asking something totally different. Should those people be grateful? Um, the funny part about what you just said, so years ago, I went to Haiti, third world country, for a missions trip when I was, in the church. A lot of poverty in the world, oppressive governments, wicked religions, which cause people unimaginable event. All of that is in Haiti. I have never met more grateful people in my entire life. Not even kidding. People in third world countries are unbelievably grateful. And one of the best lessons I learned when I was there is how to be grateful for the people that are around me. Um, so I don't think they struggle with being grateful. I think that they are grateful because themselves and the people around them, that's all they have. So they're extremely grateful to just even be alive. I know you probably get this a lot, but you look like Jesus. I get it all the time. Yeah, let's make it a topic for discussing it. I'm down, Luli. I think it's stress related, whether it is food, environment, all parts of our thoughts lack connection. They all cause stress chemicals. The body doesn't know the source. Yes, if we wouldn't have had the internet and social media in my teenage years, well, let's just say I'm glad we didn't because I probably wouldn't still be here. I agree technology can contribute to stress. It leads to disconnection often. I hate that my kids only know this technological age compared to mine with limited technology. Yeah, it's tough. Luli, gotta go. Have a good Christmas week. You too, Luli. Merry Christmas. People, if you celebrate and not just read and enjoy, uh, just rest and enjoy with experiences. And don't get crazy with the gifts. Watch Klaus. Yes. Yes, Klaus. It's Klaus. It's Klaus, not Klaus. Uh yes, Klaus. That's an incredible movie. What do you go about getting help? How do you go about getting help with Lyme disease? Like you said, many doctors know very little about it. How do I go about help getting with my Lyme disease? I take a lot of vitamins, take a lot of supplements, take a lot of herbal supplements. My diet has changed. I'm gluten free, dairy free, taking care of the gut. I give myself shots weekly with very powerful immune system boosters. But also, my doctor has now basically prescribed meditation, and very much encourages to take care of my emotional health as best I can. So that's how I've been treating it, and it has been working out great. My grandparents did a mission um, in Nigeria. The people were happy. Perhaps the lack of technology have more connection to each other. That, who knows? That might be the case. How can we learn to truly inspire the best in others? By truly learning to inspire ourselves. When we learn how to truly inspire ourselves and what that means, I think we can start to do that with other people. Glad I could make it. No theme for this Friday, chat. Usually you have a theme as title. Yeah, I know. No theme. Man, you made it late. It was only like 15 minutes to go. Which my parents we got our hot tub fixed. Well, we got a hot tub and we just got it fixed. So I'm gonna hop in the hot tub after this, man. Meniere's disease. I've heard of that. I don't know much about it. 11 years. Wow. Doctors don't know much about it. No cure. It's horrible. There is a cure. There is always a cure, and it has a lot to do with taking care of your gut. Socrates says all sickness and disease starts in the gut. They called him crazy at the time. No, not Socrates. What am I saying? Hippocrates. Hippocrates? Hippocrates? The father of medicine. The Hippocratic Oath, Hippocrates. Damn it, whatever. Said all disease, all sickness starts in the gut. People called him crazy. Now they're figuring out, oh, he was right. Why didn't we listen to him? I'll watch the playback like I did last Friday. Yeah, just skip the first hour. It's all nonsense. We're just having a good time here. Wise man once said that sadness can kill quicker than a germ. That is correct. Inner ear disease causes immense vertigo and hearing loss. Oh wow. I'm gonna head out off. It's 2 over here. Have an amazing weekend and Christmas. Thank you for today and take care. Cassie, take care. Merry Christmas. Uh, you're great. Thank you. You have an amazing week as well. And Merry Christmas once again, like I've already said. Whatever. Doctors now prove 70% of immune system lies in the gut. Yes, so true. Supposedly, Picasso had it, which is why he cut his ear off. Don't know if that's fact, but just something I heard. Wow. Well, that's different. What you said about your story in Africa, that's really great to hear. I went to Haiti. Um, I think there's a theory which touches on what you have just said in response to my last comment. Basically, example of how no you, Uno Universe, no you, Cassie, no you. Um, tend to find life less meaningful because of more nihilistic. Yeah, which I suppose it is the need to struggle to survive. Yeah. Sorry, I thought Haiti. Haiti is right. It's like it's below Florida in the U.S. It's like Yeah, you fly to Miami first, and then you go down to Haiti. It's on the same time zone as the east as Eastern Standard Time. It's in the same time zone. I'm in Florida. Nice. East Coast. We're both on the East Coast. Awesome. Have you ever had the people around you not have you ever had the people around you not believe in your dreams? If so, how did you keep believing in yourself? And just keep going. Yeah, I mean, I've had plenty of people not believe in my dreams. And I think that's what partially what gave me the strength because I'm a very like I'll prove you wrong kind of person. Um, I don't know. I really don't know what it is. Maybe it's some sort of gift of discipline in me. Maybe it's I don't know. I mean, so many people still they're like your YouTube channel, like you're not. I just know people are like you're not gonna make it on YouTube, whatever. I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's been 2 years and I'm still not making a decent income, but I believe it'll happen at some point. Or no, I have faith that it'll happen at some point. And so keep going. I just keep doing it. I keep that. I develop a vision. I develop a why. I mean, that's the thing. You got to have a why. And as long as you know your why and you are content with your why you're doing it, then I mean, I think that'll give you all the strength that you need. Do you think that not believing in an afterlife actually makes you focus more on the happiness of your life on earth rather than focusing on what may or may not come after? Um, man, I think that's a mixture of a lot of different answers within that question. um, do I think that not believing in an afterlife actually makes you focus more on the happiness of your life on earth? Yes. But rather than focusing on what may or may not come after, I mean, for the people who don't believe in an afterlife, they still take part in the conversations of whether or not there's an afterlife. So, it's funny how many I believe you're an atheist as well, and obviously you follow this channel. So it's like plenty of atheists still take part in that conversation. I do think that you can. I don't think. I think that is also a matter of gratitude and perspective. Because if you have the right perspective that if there is an afterlife, you're not there yet, and so do everything you can on this earth. If you have that perspective, then you can totally be more happier with life on earth. Um, it's just a matter of perspective, honestly, rather than focusing on what may or may not come after. Yeah, I mean, I really just think it's definitely just a matter of perspective. I mean, it's just yes and no. I'm still addressing your question, Simba. It's a yes and a no. Um, I guess it depends on your idea of what you think the afterlife is. Because if the afterlife is like nothing but a feel good place, then yeah, I mean, okay, well, I'll live in misery for 80, 90 years and then I'll go to the afterlife and feel good, whatever. But if the afterlife is a place where you continue learning and you continue evolving, um, then I think that you would be happy and learn and take advantage of this life, knowing that that's not going to end in the afterlife? Um, it's a very confusing question. I think to really answer that question, you got to define what your idea of an afterlife is or what it would look like. He who has a why can bear almost any how. That's a beautiful, beautiful quote. Where's that from? Well, thanks for the live stream tonight, dude. I'm running out of questions to ask. I don't have any of my own left. We'll have to Google some philosophical concept. It's all good, man. No worries. No worries at all. It is all good. I'm gonna close it here in a couple minutes. So yes, yes. I just know I don't want to come back to this world, not in the sense of how we are. If somehow I ended up in a place where I remembered reality being my first, then that'd be cool. Yeah, I agree with that. Friedrich Nietzsche. He's a good dude. I have a book by him that I haven't read yet. Nine people, nine likes. That's what's up. What's harder for a person, to believe or to not believe in God? To believe in God, hands down. I would say the latter. To not believe in God? Oh man, I mean, I think it's a very bold claim to say that you believe in God. Um, well, that gets well, man. Again, it's not a simple question because you got to define what you mean by belief. Yeah. Which one of his is it? I'm not sure. It's literally right over there on the shelf, but I'm not gonna get up. I watched a TED Talk, a TED Talk where the psychiatrist started looking at the brain scans and realizing that even psychopathy could be reversed by intensively treating the brain. That's pretty sweet. How would they treat the brain? I'm assuming by the will, which is what Jeffrey Schwartz did with OCD patients. I think that's a pretty great argument for free will as well. Yeah, the brain can change. It's called neuroplasticity. It's fantastic. Type in YouTube what I learned from, wow, 83,000 brain scans. That is wild. My parents are watching a movie. I'm trying to hear what movie it is. Don't know. I just bought The Brain That Changes Itself. Has anybody read it? I've heard of that book. I have not read it. I would butcher his I would butcher his genius if I tried to explain what they're doing. All right, I'm gonna have to watch this. What I learned from 83,000 brain scans. I'm gonna watch it. Got it pulled up. How have you been feeling? Still feeling all that extra energy, or have you gotten used to it yet? I'm 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 releasing the extra energy. So I mean, I'm used to it, but I'm a lot busier than I was 2 weeks ago because I have the energy to be. So I feel tired, but I also have the energy to be as busy as I'm being. So yeah. Thanks for asking. Can you please look into Fermi paradox and break it down? It's basically the paradox: if aliens are so likely and follow the steps of society development, how have they not reached us and vice versa? Oof, definitely will. Love me some paradoxes. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Fermi paradox. Love me some paradoxes. Break it down. Like there was a kid who was drawing crazy pictures of himself hanging from trees and stuff, and from scanning his brain and seeing the exact places that had or didn't have activity, they knew how, I'm guessing, to fix it. It's amazing. To treat the young boy to keep him from being the next mass shooter in 15 years. Then the kid is 18 and now college, owns his home, and perfectly normal. That's amazing. That's awesome. All right. Well, guys, it's been 2 hours, and this is, yeah, somebody just joined, but I'm closing it up. So thank you all so much for watching this live stream. I know it was an AMA, there wasn't any topic of discussion, but I still think we got a lot of cool thoughts out there. So, guys, Discord channel. If you guys want to join the Discord channel, be a part of these conversations and talks every single week, all week long, then join the Discord channel. It's a part of my Patreon page. And so check out my Patreon page. Also, I'm starting to, if you signed up on Patreon for the either the exclusive live chats or the book club, there's not a whole lot of people in those two options. So I'm actually combining them right now until I get more people. So if you sign up for those Patreon rewards, we can FaceTime, we can talk, we can, instead of just the character typing out these things, me, Luli, and Julie had like a 2.5 hour long, like FaceTime Skype session, and we were talking about religious trauma. We were studying it and getting into it, and so it's a lot of fun. It's going to be a ton more fun when more people get involved with it. So please head to my Patreon page, check that out, and yeah, don't skip the ads. Help your boy out. For real. Thanks, Jess. Yes, it's been real, and I'll see you misfits in the next one. Peace.